You upload right quick before we get started. All right, I'm Shock Exchange, and this is Trump and the GE. Today we discuss Fani Willis tries to flame Trump with speech about race. Miss Willis has dominated the 24-hour news cycle. She's a DA of Fulton County, Georgia, and she's bringing a RICO charge against Trump and several other co-defendants for election interference during the 2020 election. It's gotten a lot of attention because it could be one of the trials that actually has legs. A grand jury has decided that there's enough evidence to go to court, and she's also been brought up on charges for impropriety, alleged impropriety, shall we say. And she's also been chastised for talking about race, trying to bring race into the case, and allegations of racism against her and her former boyfriend, Nathan Wade, who was the former special prosecutor. Friday, she made another speech about race at an event called Women of the Shield. So I'm going to try to share my screen and share the speech with you.
And it's hard out here, always having to prove yourself 2 and 3 times. Recently, they tell me they don't like me to talk about race. Well, I'm going to talk about it anyway. Truth is, it's some challenges that come to being Black. And I see so much greatness in this city that has so many great African-American leaders. And I appreciate all of the sacrifice that you all have had to make to be in these positions. So, Chief Meadows, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for having the intelligence to create an event like this where we recognize that you've had to go through a little more to serve. And it's hard out here, always having to prove yourself.
Okay, so she seems to be talking to I guess a lot of African Americans in the audience, and she said that having to prove yourself 2 or 3 times is difficult, which is something a lot of African Americans can understand, which is a straw man argument that has nothing to do with the case. And she mentions sacrificing, blacks having to sacrifice to achieve. It's also a straw man argument. She also mentions that she's been chastised about talking about race, but she's going to talk about it anyway. So these are all straw man arguments, and it's something that may play to because it's the facts that may play to a majority Black crowd, but the facts that probably don't have much to do with this case. Either there was election interference or there wasn't. And she's been chastised before for trying to maybe potentially inflaming a jury by talking about race and other matters. And I'm going to read a section from a motion to dismiss. They appealed, Trump and several co-defendants appealed the court's decision not to disqualify Ms. Willis from the case. And here's what they said. It says, in spite of the impending hearing on Roman's motion to dismiss and qualify, that's Mike Roman, co-defendant, DA Willis undertook significant efforts designed to prejudice defendants and deflect attention away from and otherwise conceal the full nature of her disqualifying behavior. It says on January 14, 2024, only 6 days after the Roman motion was filed, DA Willis, reading from prepared notes, gave a speech at Big Bethel Church, a historically Black church in Atlanta, which was televised by local national news media. In that speech, DA Willis, while concealing her personal relationship with SADA Wade, improperly injected race and racial bias into the case, indicating that defendants and their counsel were racist for challenging her unethical conduct. The defendants were guilty and would be convicted, boasting of her superstar team with a conviction rate of 95%. So she started to inject race into the case when she implied the church that people trying to get her disqualified and raising issues about her ethics and potential impropriety by being romantically involved with a special prosecutor and paying him upwards of $700,000 and potentially getting kickbacks from him to help fund her lavish lifestyle. She implied that it was racist. They were attacking her and him. These were racial attacks. And they're saying it could prejudice the jury against the defendants. The fact is that it was the jury, the defendants, and their lawyers knew nothing about any relationship between Miss Willis or Mr. Wade. Terrence Bradley, Nathan Wade's business partner, told the defense attorney, Mike Roman's defense attorney, about the nature of their relationship and when it started. Then he went to court and tried to walk back those comments. So it wasn't any white people who raised the issue. It was Terrence Bradley, a black man who was Nathan Wade's former business partner, who raised the issue. And also contradicted statements that they had made, implying that their relationship began not in 2020, but in 2019, before the case even started. Also, of all the defendants, only one defendant's been denied bail. That's Harrison Floyd, who happens to be a black man. So, if anything, these comments about race may be true, but they don't apply to this case. And she's even speaking about race after after the defendants filed a motion to dismiss or appealed her disqualification for trying to bring racial animus into the case. So she keeps talking about race, and she's clearly defined. We'll see where it goes. Thank you. That's Trump and the GE. Thank you.